Hey, it's your pal Fernbark. Funny story, I did not invent Canuary. Turns out that's a real thing. Probably 2 or 3 years earlier, a bunch of people who are much better than me at doing things related to canning started. So check that stuff out. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and do a cast iron Canuary version in my own flavor, involving a cheddar, no, not cheddar at all. I'm just going to make some chowder. Garlic. So I got all my non-Canuary components in the pan here. Got the garlic and the onions and the celery. Time to put in the more traditional canned parts of my clam chowder. 1 can of clam, 2 cans of clam with shells. Wow, it's gonna be a lot of clam. Milk, which is a evaporated milk. Well, I've just been sitting here watching Clint Eastwood movie. I was going to say movies, but it's really just one movie. Waiting for this fire to die down so the soup would be able to be eaten. Had a few sips. Pretty darn good. Not sure that this is a classical clam chowder. It's good to me though. So after 2 hours of filming, I realized I had not added potatoes. Well, I encountered a few technical difficulties that night that kept me from completing the video the way I had intended to. So we're going to wrap her up back here in the garage shed of science with the whatever little bit of leftovers I got from that meal. Here's the completed product. It smells really good. I think I ate most of the goodies out of the other one. I got a lot of soup left. It was pretty thick the first night, and I don't have any crackers in here. Let's give her a taste. That is great. That is as good as I remember it being. Couple of things from the video that you saw prior to this is I said it was a can of clams with the shell. It was a can of whole baby clams, not minced up like the smaller cans of clams are. This had a ton of clam in it. Now if you're going to put that much clam in it, you might have some extra sauce, some extra clam juice, and while your clam chowder is cooking, you can use that extra clam juice to make kind of a clam gazpacho. So the cool thing about a clam gazpacho is that it's a no-bake recipe. So what we're going to do is if you had some extra clam juice, you would put it in there. I don't have any extra clam juice, so I'm just going to take some of the stuff in this bottle to simulate a little bit of clam juice that we had left over, and we'll put it in there. Then what you're going to do is put in your tomato base. So I'm going to use this low sodium V8, because it comes in a can for Canuary. And we're just going to go ahead and pour that over our clam juice. Now, as we are probably all well aware, tomato juice is kind of viscous, and we want our soup to be a little thinner. So what we're going to do is take some canned tomato thinner and just pour a heavy dose in there. And if you like your gazpacho a little spicier, you can just add a couple shakes of your favorite hot flavor in there. I'm just going to pander to the audience. Probably not my personal favorite. And then what you're going to do is find something to stir it up with. So I just have these green stir sticks. And no, that's not thick enough. Maybe if I use 2. No, I'm going to have to use a bigger stir stick. go. Now we're getting it. And now for the taste test. I apologize for not having a parrot or dogs. But they probably don't like gazpacho anyhow. That'll straighten your hair. Now here's a pro tip. If you're waiting for your chowder to cook, maybe lighten up on the gazpachos, especially if you're trying to make a video. Just saying. So in my original video, I'd actually planned to use this seafood chowder in with my clam chowder as part of like a soup base. Turns out I didn't really actually need it, and my pot was so small I would not have been able to fit that in there with everything else I had dumped into that pot. And I put 3 cans of clams in there, which is probably about a can and a half more than it needed, so it had plenty of seafood flavor. I loved it. I'm probably going to do it again. Anyhow, I hope this is the best cast iron Canuary with a bonus gazpacho clam soup. Thanks for watching. By the way, nice thing about these spoons is you can eat them. Oh. Yikes. I immediately regret that.